Was a girl running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod.
Former Volkswagen Group CEO Martin Winterkorn, there's a good German name, and 4 others must stand trial over serious fraud charges in Germany for their role in the diesel rigging scandal, or as I call it, Stinkygate, that has cost the automaker more than 30 billion euros, or 35 million, that's dollars. 30 billion euros is $35 billion. And that's just so far. The former chief and 4 other managers were charged last year with equipping vehicles sold to customers with a so-called defeat device, and it defeated the whole purpose. It cheated the emissions test. The fraud charges concern 9 million vehicles sold in Europe and the U.S., the court said in an emailed statement. Buyers may have lost 100 million euros themselves. Hello. Ooh, yawny. The safety driver operating that Uber self-driving test vehicle that struck and killed a pedestrian in March has been charged with negligent homicide. That was in Arizona, I think, wasn't it? Yes, I thought it was. Eric, I think it was it's Maricopa County is where it is. Now I believe that's Arizona. A grand jury returned the charge against Rafael Stewart Vasquez, 46 years old, in late August. Officials with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, County Attorney's Office, said on Tuesday. Distracted driving is an issue of great importance to our community. Maricopa County. That's so hard to say. Maricopa.
Are you right there, boss?
I know.
You're good.
County Attorney Alistair Adele said in a written statement, when a driver gets behind the wheel of a car, they have the responsibility to control and operate that vehicle safely in a law-abiding manner. Right, Eric?
Right.
We talked about this.
Yes, we did.
Crash investigators found Vasquez was watching The Voice. Well, could have been a better show. On a cell phone at the time of the crash. The first fatal collision in which autonomous driving test technology was involved. So that's that. I mean, that is how it all started. Remember we talked earlier, when somebody gets hurt or killed or crashed or whatever, Eric, who's going to be to blame? Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we know now who got arrested.
Yes.
The guy that was supposed to be the safety driver
guy
that was watching to make sure that the self-driving car was doing what it was supposed to do. And it didn't do that. And it crashed the lady and killed her. And their big thing was, well, she wasn't in the crosswalk. I don't see the difference.
There is no difference.
And besides that, if it wasn't a woman crossing the street, some kid on a bike.
Right.
They don't go to crosswalk. Don't kid yourself. You might have taught your kid to go to the crosswalk and push that little button on the stoplight. He don't do that. I'll guarantee you he doesn't do that. If he does, he's kind of he's not gonna. His buddies are gonna laugh at him. Let's put it that way, because that's not very guy stuff. I got to tell you all about the auto shows. We got to talk auto shows. This is unbelievable. 928 Car Guys or Facebook Live if you want to chime in. Let us know what you think. But this is tough. I have been keeping you updated regarding these annual displays of the manufacturer's newest designs and innovations. While we lost the show in Chicago, Detroit, and New York, and now the Los Angeles show scheduled for November has been rescheduled to May 21st through the 31st in 2021. That's May this spring. But it's right in between the rescheduled New York show, rescheduled for April 2nd to the 11th, 2021, and the North American Auto Show in Detroit, which is set for June 19th to 26th. But still, we have no official word from Chicago what they're going to do. You're going to have 3 auto shows in 4 months there. It's crazy. It's going to mean, this means several automakers will have to pick and choose which shows they can invest in. Because that's a big investment for the automaker. Big. A lot of people, a lot of manpower. He has to have cars. He has to move. The logistics are insane. Set up and take down of the lavish displays can take weeks. Plus, tie up around 100 employees for 2 to 4 weeks at a time. The simple logistics of such a manpower commitment is such a short time span is a tough pill is a tough pill to swallow. Not only, or not to mention, the expense of it all in a rather tough fiscal year. This hasn't been their best year, guys. So for them to go out and spend a lot of money showcasing their cars, well, if they want to sell them, they got to do it. But I think right now it's going to be a matter of the market is going to be who needs a car, not who wants to buy this or who wants to buy that. It's going to be who needs a car. Auto manufacturers rely on these shows to showcase their new vehicles and get the general public revved up to do some car shopping. You know the big factories will be there no matter what. Big Chevy, Ford, and Chrysler, the big boys, 3 will be there. But some smaller companies may have to skip 1 or 2 shows simply due to the economics in this crazy year we are having. Oh, and by the way, in China, just makes me mad. They held the Beijing show at its scheduled time frame. They had no problems in China. Yeah. All right. It's official. The 2021 Canadian International Auto Show is moving entirely online. Check this out. So is the Montreal International Auto Show. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and continued safety measures to stem the spread of the virus led organizers to move the show online from the floor of the Toronto Convention Center. So they are strictly an online auto show. So it's going to be, you know what? You think about it, Eric, you're going to be buying your next car online. You know what I mean? You don't have to be, but you can buy a car online now.
Yeah.
You may as well watch the auto show online.
That's not a well.
I don't like that because I like to go and mingle. I like to go and mingle and talk to the models that are,
That's you.
I know that's me.
That's you. No,
I'm just a dirty old man. But anyway.
No, not that.
But
bad.
I know I am. That's fine. But they are. The whole show. I mean, I remember going to the auto show when I was just a lad back in the Stone Age, and my dad always went to the auto show for one reason: the models, and it wasn't talking about the cars. Oh my God! Every time we went to a different display, my mom had to smack him.
Nice.
It was all about the girls in the slinky evening dresses, telling you all about the new Lexus or the new Lincoln or the new Mercedes
or the new Ford, Mustang, whatever it is. And I get it. And you take away the experience that we all get, going and seeing the cars up front, up close and personal, and be like, maybe one day that's going to be my dream car, because that's how I was when I was a teenager.
Well, the other thing is buying a car this way, shopping for a car online with the auto show being online. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Can I fit in that car? I can't sit in it.
No.
So I don't know if I can get in and out of it or not.
So in high school,
why would I buy it?
In high school, my dream car when I was driving was a Chrysler 300.
Oh yeah.
That's always been I don't know. I think it's from like the age of like 13, 14, right? That's been my dream car. That's what car I've always wanted. So every year I went to a car show just to see where the new, gizmos and gadgets that they had in the new car.
I had one.
That would be the first one that I went in there. And then what struck me going to the car shows was the Jeep Wranglers.
Now everybody wants a Jeep. Yeah. Everybody in this world wants a Jeep. And you can tell by the price of them. Trust me. Go shopping one time.
And that's been my second dream car. But taking away the experience and seeing the car show online, the auto show, it's no.
Oh, no. Absolutely. Talking about, and while we're discussing the way you're going to buy your next car, or maybe your next car, and then the car after that for sure. In a recent interview with Crane's Business Communications, Virginia Auto Dealers Association CEO Don Hall, who I actually have met, was quoted as saying dealers must evolve or risk becoming the dinosaurs of industry. Dealers must evolve. He explained by saying that dealers will need to embrace digital retailing, learn from disruptors, adopt new technologies, and better meet customer demands to survive the rapidly changing auto retail sector. I'm telling you. Later in the story featured in Automotive News, Hall addresses the new and added expense for dealers accepting the change from gasoline to electric-powered vehicles. Hello. Wait till I tell you about that later. General Motors is asking its dealers to sign a commitment or to sign on to an agreement committing costly upgrades in anticipation of the coming deluge of electric vehicles, and car sellers across the country are not exactly warming to this idea. Some dealers are concerned that the investment won't pay off if their customers continue to have little or no interest in electric power. This is true. In Hall's home state of Virginia, only about a third of the registered dealers have signed on to the plan, while in California, with its strict emission laws and upcoming deadlines for pollution standards, is boasting almost 100% participation. And they should. In California, they need it. Expenses like tools and equipment, as well as training for employees, can add up fast. Separate facilities for electric vehicle repair and part storage will also likely be required. You're going to have separate facilities within the dealer that are electric cars only for repairs and everything else. It'll be a completely different ball game, a different kind of floor, a different kind of paint on the walls. It's all got to be conducive to electricity repairs. And it's not going to be cheap, guys. Cadillac on Wednesday told its 880 U.S. dealers that they will need to invest at least $200,000 each on electric vehicle chargers, tooling, and training to continue selling the brand's vehicles beyond 2022. The brand plans to launch its first EV, the Lyriq crossover, in late 2022 and have a fully electric lineup by the end of the decade. A minimum of $200,000. You have to commit to electric vehicle selling and repairing, and oh my God. And that's just the beginning, guys. Trust me. It doesn't get cheaper, it gets more expensive. I guarantee you. I just guarantee you. All right? Take my word for it. I've been around the business long enough, I know. When they came out with the new fuel injection, I remember when there was still plugs and points and carburetors on cars. And when they came out with the fuel injection, oh my God, the new equipment we had to have for that, and the new training, and everybody had to go to school. And catalytic converters and emissions and airflow standards, and oh boy. But I jumped on it, I learned it, and I became the best there is. So that's why I'm here, talking to you. Toyota and SoftBank Venture unveils van with enhanced airflow for the COVID-19 debacle. It's funny, the things that make the evolution of electric cars, the evolution of self-driving has made a lot of strange bedfellows over cars. And companies getting together, and it's crazy. Company names that you would have never thought would have been mentioned in the same venture are here. And they're working together. And this one is now a strange bedfellow from the COVID-19 crisis. Yeah. A Japanese mobility venture has unveiled 2 adapted vans, one which can serve as a workspace or mobile shop, and another that pumps fresh air through the vehicle to reduce the risk of the COVID-19 spreading between passengers. It's the first commercial offering from Monet, a joint venture between SoftBank Corporation and Toyota Motor Corporation. This is the newest thing now. This van is going to blow air through and make sure everything, there's all the bad stuff's blowing right by you. Nobody coughs on you, right? I don't know about that. Here again, more bedfellows. Ford and Bosch partner on automated valet parking in Detroit's Corktown. Wow. Ford, Bosch, and the real estate company Bedrock. How this happened, I don't know. Isn't that where Fred Flintstone used to live? Bedrock are testing connected Ford Escape crossovers that can self-park inside Bedrock's assembly garage in Detroit. The project uses Ford's Copilot 360 driver assist technologies and a set of Bosch intelligent parking infrastructure sensors for automated valet parking. Whew, this is going to be a long one. These guys are going to be at it a while. Upon arriving at assembly garage, the driver will leave the vehicle in a designated area and use an app to initiate an automated parking maneuver. Drivers also use the app to request the return of a vehicle to the designated pickup area. You know, like the Lone Ranger used to call his horse, and he would, whistle, and here comes the horse. Yeah. Oh boy. In addition to parking, the technology can navigate the vehicle to service areas within the garage, such as a charging station or a car wash. So if you want to get charged up while you're there, you got a little meeting to go to. I'm going to be in there a couple hours. Go park the car over to the charging station, get it plugged in, charged up, and you'll be ready to drive home. My God. what will come next? You know what? I think what's going to happen next is we're going to finally mutate to the point where we don't have hands and fingers anymore because we don't do anything for ourselves anymore. The car does it for us. Pretty soon they'll have ways of robots that feed us, and we'll be mutant. We'll be nothing. I can't. Oh, thank God I'm old, and I won't have to put up with this, Eric. I don't want to listen to it, but it can't be good. A bill in California that would allow lawmakers, commercial truck manufacturers, and rental car companies to bypass dealerships and sign month-to-month electric vehicle memberships directly with consumers failed to pass this week. In other words, it's not going to happen. The proposed law, Assembly Bill 326, would have created a legal framework for electric vehicle memberships and allowed consumers access to electric vehicles without financing or long-term commitments through a direct month-to-month agreement with the EV manufacturer. So here's the deal. If you are a member of this, you just hit the app on your phone and they send you a card and you take it where you want to go and you drop it off and then they can have it drive itself back or whatever. You're going to pay you're going to be a subscriber to rides. You're going to get a ride because you're a subscriber. Don't ask me. Please don't ask me. And don't get me started, Eric. California on Thursday approved a $437 million effort to build thousands of electric vehicle chargers, its utility regulators said, calling it the nation's largest utility program and expand charging infrastructure. Unbelievable. The money will go to utility Southern California Edison to fund the installation of nearly 40,000 chargers. This is according to the California Public Utilities Commission statement. That Southern California Edison, isn't that no, that was Illinois that the governor had a big
Yes.
a big bribe coming from ComEd. Well, you know what? We don't know about California. You don't know what's going on out there. Nobody knows. The program will help the state achieve its goal of putting 5 million zero-emission vehicles on the road by 2030. Well, California, I can understand. They are so congested out there in the air. The air in California, you don't have to breathe it. You cut it and then you chew it. You get a bite of it. The air is terrible. So if they want to clean up their air, I'm all for it. I just think giving that to a private utility company, I'd like to know all the campaign contributions in California next month. It's going to be big. Yeah, there's a lot of money to be spent. That's a lot of dough. I mean, that's a lot of dough.